Yo, what's up, Marvel fam? Xraypc here, making a tier list live on twitch.tv/Xraypc, and I wanted to be able to make this tier list for you guys to now that I have a better understanding of the game, and I've already played against all the good players, and played the characters myself. So now I have a better understanding what like the actual meta is. Going forward, at least until the end of season 0, because I'm pretty sure they are not been doing any balance changes until the end of season, or pretty much season 1 start, like actual big balance changes. They might do like slight nerfs and buffs to like things that are like exploiting the game, but big. But other than that, I don't think they're like doing a big buff and nerf list until like actual season 1 in January. So right now we got Bucky. I think Bucky is he's like teetering. He's like right here between A and meta because of his just because he's a projectile character and not an actual true hit scan character. So most people are actually bad with him, but the people who are actually getting insane with him are like putting him like I would put him like right next to Hella at the top of that like a meta tier. But he has a hook that can pierce targets and pull multiple people. He has, and it goes really far. So pulling a tank can actually just blow up the tank. He's like a DPS Roadhog. He does this pretty much the same damage as Hella. So you can 2-tap any character in the game that's a squishy and then melt every tank. He has the Raccoon buff where it's like Raccoon can throw the infinite ammo double fire rate thing for him as well. So then he just melts everybody at that point. And then he has a dash that knocks people up, so you could like pull them in and then dash them towards your team. And then you can do your E that can also counter flyers, and it slows, and it's like goes really far. I don't even know. I think it just goes all the way to the opposite side of the map in a straight line. It's pretty fast. Let's move on to Iron Fist. Iron Fist is another character where if everybody figured out how to play him, he'd be probably up here because he's just one. He has auto aim tracking melees that also teleport you to the target, and so like when you're like Iron Man, he actually just can straight stay with you in the air forever. And also he has his right click parry that can parry anything. Like if you ult him when he's parrying, you as Iron Man, he eats it and gets shield off of it. And he could parry machine guns, he can parry anything, like literally anything that's a projectile he can carry and parry, even melees. And then he has when he ends his parry, he has like a machine gun punch that he does instead. And then when he ulties, his machine gun punch has like insane range and literally does like double the damage or something, and it just nukes everybody. So when people learn this character, and his mobility, his shift is like insane mobility. He literally can dash super far, like to the point where all of a sudden he's like in the sniper's face when he was with his team the whole time. So when people actually learn this character, he's gonna be like top of meta tier, but until then he's in A. Cause also because he's insanely hard. Let's put Luna Snow, and Luna Snow is meta. She's brain dead easy, does insane heals, does the same thing she's been doing since the alpha and the beta and the Chinese beta. She's always gonna be one of the top echelon of healers. I think she gets outshadowed by like Cloak and Dagger, who I'll talk about later, but she's definitely up here. And I mean, she's just like all her heals are just spam left click at people. So there's nothing like complex you got to think about. I guess the only complex thing you have to think about is hitting her CC ability, because I think her CC ability is an actual true projectile, is like really slow and stuff. But other than that, yeah, she's just a super brain dead easy healer with a broken ulti. Everybody, like all the heal ulti characters are meta so far, and you'll all see later. They just change every fight when you don't have at least like Luna, Mantis, or Cloak and Dagger on your team. Team fights just feel awful because you just don't have that ult to push you into that fight or save you from ultimates. So Scarlet Witch isn't balanced. I think she's just what she's good at is like chasing flyers or flanking on like snipers, because the sniper characters can't really, unless they headshot her in the moment, they can't really out DPS her sometimes, because she just auto tracks you and then spams her right click. And you could hold, now I figured it out too, you could hold left click and right click at the same time, and then between your right clicks you'll actually like hit a couple of ticks of your left click, and then as soon as you run out, while still holding it, you'll keep left clicking, and then your left click builds your right click, and then you'll like keep holding it and it'll keep shooting your right click as soon as it charges. So that's how you actually can, and it only takes 4, you only get 4 charges, and it takes 4 charges to kill a 275 health hero. I think it still kills like even a 300 health hero, but if not, then he just takes a couple ticks of your left click to kill like the Wolverine and whoever else. I think Black Panther is 300 and any other character. So and her ulti is still strong if you have a
Hey
Magneto.
pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Thank you for doing that and interrupting my video. But her ulti is still strong. I mean, it does 750 damage, but it's telegraphed. But there's a lot of healers right now, like especially Cloak, who can like auto track her in the air and keep her alive. And then Magneto can bubble her, and there's a lot more characters that can keep her alive in the air, so she can actually get her ult off. I think when more people like learn how to play around it's gonna be really strong. And Magneto sword, the combo she gives Magneto, is really strong still. It's not as strong as it was. It's not like doing 100 damage a hit or something, but I think at 85 a hit, it's still really, really, really strong. It still cleaves and destroys dive, which dive is really strong right now. Other than just poke comp like Moon Knight or Hela or something. Moon Knight is meta. I think he's definitely better than her. Moon Knight is nuking everybody's health bar. He just goes E, and it just, while still looking at the direction, you just hit E. Don't move your mouse. Just E left click at the same time, and then spam left click, and you'll like literally destroy every squishy in the game. And your right click that you build like this big ass thing and just throw it, it can actually headshot somebody too. And it's, if you headshot the person, as long as they're near the onk, it'll bounce to the onk and hit them multiple times. So, and the right click to a tank's head while charged, like while you're damage boosted, is doing like 50% of a tank's health bar. And I think if you have the big damage boost like a Luna or a Rocket Raccoon with their ulti, I think it does like a 70 or 75% of a tank's health bar. So yeah, this character is busted. His ulti nukes everybody. Nobody can stand his ult. If you take 2 hits of his ult, you're squishy, you probably have like 10 health left. So yeah. Yeah, his ult's dumb. The only thing that counters that is like a flyer, like Iron Man. As long as you're not on the floor or a little bit above the floor, you could avoid his ultimate. But that's really the only way. I'm trying to think. His left click is still like good on you, like even though people it's supposed to bounce. So you would think like he won't. What a lot of people thought is he would do no damage without his onk. Like he has to have people next to each other or his onk there, or it'll just do no damage. But actually, it still hits 3 times on the same person. So whatever its base damage is 3 times, it still does that. So it doesn't take that many left clicks on someone, and it can headshot still. So it's just a little bit harder to hit because it's a projectile that you're throwing. So you have to account for that. And it's like, like it does like 1, 2, 3, like Genji. So just know it's like a little bit harder to hit if you're trying to like track someone in the air with it. Cloak and Dagger is a meta tier and above her for sure. She gives damage amp. She gives she has insane healing. She gives healing increase. So the damage amp is on the same ability, as the healing increase. It just depends on what heal form you're in. You're either in healer form or you're in damage form. I'm putting a bounty on Hela's head. I hate Hela. Hela's in every single freaking lobby, bro. And carrying every single lobby, bro. It's literally right now, until like people learn like I think Iron Fist and like Bucky Moore and all these other characters, there's not really a character that is going after the Hela and stopping her from just carrying every lobby. It's so annoying. Iron Fist is trash. Nah, Iron Fist is just, people just don't know how to play him. He can literally survive ults with his damn right click. You can't even Iron Man ult him. You'll just give him overshield and he'll kill you. He literally, you can't even run away from him as Iron Man. He tracks you in the air and teleports after you. If there's a Hela over there, okay, I just shift over, fly a million miles away, and then just auto attack you. And as soon as I just wait, I auto attack you once, right click, hold it, and then you probably give me a little bit of overshield, and then just spam you to death and kill you. If she tries to shift away, I can just run after you, and I just teleport to you as soon as you come out to it. I cut him out of it and kill you. I promise you, bro. You just probably don't know what you're doing with it. You can't dive her. You can, but it's just hard. I mean, I'd rather you just dive her with like a tank. The off tank's job is to help you with that, anyways. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Cloak and Dagger. They have like in their cloak form, you're like a Moira with like an auto tracking left click. You have your E that makes them, blinds them, and then makes them take 20% more damage. It makes them vulnerable. Just so you know, that's really OP. Needed to call that out. If you throw that on somebody, it obviously makes them purple, but you know people in your lobbies are not going to be paying attention to that. I have to scream at people to get in the orb, that white orb. So there's on her healer form, she throws an orb that gives everybody healing, but nobody wants to sit in that. So the end you scream at them, get in there, you're not getting healed. And then instead of a blind for her giant wall that she throws, it is a heal. It heals them and then gives them a healing increase. So hopefully you hit them with that and then combo into the right click and then spam them for left click a little bit and then swap into DPS form and then throw the damage increase wall, blinds them and then damage them a little bit, then swap back so you can keep healing. Also, here heal herself. So when you hit somebody, it does a AoE explosion. So whether it's a damaging an enemy or healing an ally, even if it's not auto tracking them, as long as it hits an ally or hits an enemy, or it won't auto track an ally who's at full health. But if it hits, it still goes forward. If it hits them, it'll still heal you. So you can tell them like stop for a second and do that. Luna Snow can heal herself too, but I don't think the other healers can heal themselves really. I know Rocket can, but he has to shoot at the ground. It's really awkward. Loki, I think Loki can. He just has to shoot the ground. But yeah, she can heal herself by just like healing other people or fighting a DPS. Oh yeah, and you can avoid ultimates with your cloak form or your right click. Instead of throwing the orb, it's like an AoE like, and it makes everyone invis. But even though they can break it themselves, they're dumb. But if you call it out and go, I'm right clicking us real quick. It's like right click, don't shoot. If you say something like really quick that makes sense, then they probably won't, hopefully won't shoot and reload and die to the ultimate that you're avoiding. At least you'll be safe from it. I know that for sure. You can just avoid every ult in the game. A Shark ulti, you just hit right click. Iron Man ulti, you just hit right click. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, you can also fly with it. When you right click, you can also fly to high grounds and do whatever. So you could use it to help flank or push somebody. Let's see. Venom is still a strong tank. Like it doesn't feel like the nerfs don't feel bad at all. He's still like a goated like dive tank that can just get a crazy shield. His ulti still does crazy damage, does 50% of their current health, a little bit of extra base damage, and then as long as you start to fight with that, you have like 1500 health bar, like that no one's gonna kill. And then by the time they kill it, you still have your E up that gives you health based on your shield based off your missing health. He still can hit like headshot with his left click. His left click can do tons of damage. His right click still slows. He just has kind of like everything. He's a knockup, 2 knockups, like. Yeah, he just has everything in his kit and just really easy to dive on him. He also buffs Penny Parker, who I think is like a go-to tank right now. And it just makes her job easier because she gets a 50% damage reduction nuke. So that keeps her alive and does knockback over and over again. You can even juggle people in the air with it. So it gives her and Spider-Man that burst potential. So just having him is always really good. Psylocke, I think is meta as hell. She's so annoying. She can just do crazy burst damage. I knew when I was playing her initially that she was going to be crazy. And the more and more people that are learning her, squishies are just blowing up. Like, she's one of the few characters, I think personally, that could just destroy a hella player and sneak up on her. Because she has invis, but also she's just, like, all your combos literally just left click, right click, dash. Your dash automatically will make your knives retract. So if you just left click, right click, dash through the target, you literally do, I think it was like a 275 health target has like 35 health left or something. And then you just turn around and left click one time. So if you can do it fast enough and accurate enough, you can like left click, right click, dash, turn around instantly, hope you're on target, and then left click again. And I don't even think you have to do the second part of the left click because it always does 2 hits on 1 left click press. And I don't think you only need 1 click of their left click to do it. It might even be like a quick melee enough. No, I think it's 2 quick melees. You do the whole combo. But her quick melee is really fast. She also has a ult that's like auto aim and just hits everything around it. That it can literally I was a cloak and dagger and I did the untargetable, and at the initial part of the untargetable I was invis on the kill cam even, and it still killed me. It's like it registered me and said, "You, no matter what you do now, I will kill you." So I guess that's just how our ult works. You can outrun it though. If you have a movement speed boost from like a Storm or something, or a Mantis ult, like you just outrun it, or you can out heal it with a Mantis ult and stuff like that. But if she catches you off guard and there's only 1 or 2 people inside of it, she's probably killing them. The more and more people that are in it, it spreads the damage out and makes it easier for you to heal it out, as long as your healers are good. But yeah, and she can headshot with her left click. So if you start doing that on a tank, because it's shoddy blast, it's really easy to hit. You can melt them. Adam Warlock's still meta tier. I mean, like literally, this is like the combo right here. It's like you're banning him or you're banning her, because they're just annoying as hell. Soul Bond's still broken. You could literally, they nerfed it and you're still surviving ultimates. Like, what the hell? Like, obviously Punisher will, I think, kills through it. It'll kill him. Now the damage is shared to him and it'll kill him. But I feel like for some reason I don't see him taking any damage. I don't really see him taking any damage when I pop ults on him. Like, he popped Soul Bond, I ulted him, walled behind him, left click, right click, left click combo to my team shooting them, and they literally live it and just heal it out, and I'm just like, okay, well, he has an ultimate every 30 seconds on top of having an AoE mercy res that just reses everybody in the area. They have 100 health out of res, so you think you can kill them all, but then he just pops Soul Bond and right clicks everybody and heals or I think it's right. I don't know what your ability cooldown is. I think it's shift and E. So you just hit shift and E or something, and it will just heal everyone to full. so it doesn't even matter. They have 100 health, and unless you like preemptively like Iron Man left clicked or something towards the area, you're not doing anything. Oh, and his damage is really high, and he could like Zenyatta right click people. So no, he's still a broken dumb character. I think Star-Lord is A. I don't think he's broken or anything, but I think in the right hands he's just an annoying ass character that has auto aim ult. He's insanely squirrely and like just waste your time chasing him, but then he could keep like shooting you from a good amount of distance. It's not like you would think it's like a pretty accurate bloom like left click, but nah, it's like weirdly accurate for no reason. So he could shoot you from mad far and farm ulti and even like do a lot of damage on like squishy. His ulti's auto aim and just melts every squishy in the game. He has a right click that just reloads his gun over and over again. So he pretty much has like infinite ammo on ult for a good bit of it. His shift is omnidirectional. He can make him fly and stay in the air for super long. So just pretty much like no matter what you do, no matter who plays it, he's always going to be like really good. I've seen the worst Star-Lords and they just feel like gods when I'm playing against them. Not like out aiming me, but he's killing my team. And then I'll go over to him and destroy him, but somehow, some way, they're just getting double, triple kills over and over again. Also, his E is a like auto aim spin to win move that can keep you in the air longer. So you can like dash up in the air towards an Iron Man, pop that, and stay in the air and keep hitting him for a little bit, and then cancel it. You can even cancel it early and then start shooting him on the way down, or like right click upwards again and then shoot him on the way down or something. I don't know. But yeah, you can do that on him. Shark is like top of A tier. Shark's ult would put him up here, but I feel like, I don't know, they're going to nerf the duration, do something. The rest of his kit is really strong. But, like, in the wrong hands, this character just feels stupid and useless. And then, in like, or even, like, with teams. Like, they're not using your bubbles right, which that give people increased healing, 61% movement speed, and a big heal burst. Like, if people aren't utilizing that, which I just played with earlier, then I don't know, it just feels useless playing the character. His left click heals got buffed because they gave him more ammo, and his right click does a ton of damage, and you could 4-hit a Luna who has 275 health when you just body shot. You have to hit them with the shot, not the AoE of it. And if you have a Luna Snow, that buff on the Shark actually is insane. One, it goes from having damage fall off on the AoE to a giant AoE with 0 damage fall off and slows in the area. And if you hit them directly, it does even more damage. So, I don't know, maybe you could even like 3.5 hit someone. So, just know this character is actually dumb. And the ulti is the thing that everyone hates right now, that pretty much is a super long duration while you're in his mouth. He eats everybody in the area. One, he heals allies. I think it's like 200 something or 220 healing a second on an ally who's in your mouth. So you keep him in your mouth for like 2 seconds while running with the people. Then you flick backwards, shoot him towards a point, and then like just keep running towards a like thing, and you get to shoot them off. But a lot of people are just jumping off the map. Sometimes you could do that if you ate like 3 to 4 enemies. I mean, just jump off the map at that point, and then you will respawn closer faster than they can respawn and get back. And that's 4 people dead. Your team should win the fight. There's only like what, 2 people up. So even if you eat 2 people, I'd still just throw them downwards. Really, all you need to do is get to the edge, look down, and throw them. And no one's fast enough. No one has a thing fast enough to get out of that to not die. Some people like Scarlet Witch, I think can get out of that fast enough, but there's like a weird delay before you could use your ability. Like I was trying to spam my web, hit F, and she never even got it off. And I'm like really close to the edge of the thing, and all of a sudden I just die. So also it does damage over time to people. So if you eat a healer and he only had like 100 health left, you just got to keep it in your mouth for 4 seconds and they die. Always your bubbles heal yourself and stuff, so you could like go underground and heal. You're healing underground, and then you're way too hard to hit. Like all you can shoot is his dumb fin. So he's just really hard to hit, and you can go up walls with it, and then you could use your bubbles in between to give you a burst heal, and then it gives you increased healing. So you have increased healing from the underground thing too. And it makes people who have like healing in their kit, like Penny, even stronger. Her and Cloak can make the Penny heal if it's stronger. Any future character that heals himself. A Luna Snow too as well. Can heal herself, so you make her stronger. Captain America, I think Captain America's like balanced. Like he doesn't do a lot of damage, but what he does is just he distracts your backline and can like run your healers down. They can't do anything about him, and then no one can really kill him. So he just survives for a super long time and is annoying as hell. He's like pretty much a tanky flanker. And then if you have like a flank DPS that can go with him to get the kills, and if you have a Thor buff, the Thor buff is dumb. Like literally has this auto tracking shield on top of there's already the auto track shields he has in his kit that do 50 damage every hit. And then you have this burst of his E and everything that I literally can just run people down with my ulti active and then pop that and then get like two healer kills and run away. And I can just run down. Like, I feel like if people get really good at this guy, you can run like Thor at this dude and just run down every Hela player and every sniper character in the game, because he can run while shielding. So then he doesn't really take any damage until he gets close to him, and I can close the gap like insane. Like, I can cover so much distance with this character. He has a sprint, so it just like has a no cooldown sprint and a no cooldown on super jump, so you can get to weird areas. So if you get really good at the super jump, I'll super jump to one ledge, super jump to the high ground, and then kill the person. I said that you have to learn a lot of the maps though, so that's why I think it's balanced. Like, you have to really learn the maps, and you have to have the right team comp, and they have to have the right team comp against other brawly comps like triple tank or really brawly tanks like double tank. He kind of sucks, but if you playing a single tank, or if they like you have the Thor to give you that shield and they have a sniper comp, then you can destroy him. His ulti also gives like movement speed to everybody yourself, and then shielding to yourself and then people behind you. But yeah, Penny Parker I think is meta tier. I think she's definitely ahead of Psylocke. I think she's definitely ahead of Venom, because Venom, there's a lot of new maps that are really bad for Venom, which is kind of annoying. They have like really low ceilings and shit. Especially the Hydra Domination map is literally terrible in every single one of them. Nah, she ain't better than Luna Snow and the rest of those guys. But I think she's just insanely strong. I could solo tank on her. You could do insane damage on her. I had one game, I'll show you. I don't think it was that long ago. I was playing with my boy Spoof Fight for my damn life. Was it this one? I was just looking at it earlier. Was it a loss? Nah. I want to find it so you understand what the heck I'm talking about. If it takes too long, maybe I played too many matches. No, dude. I should have saved it. I went crazy in that game. Maybe it was that one I was thinking about. No, dude. I mean, like, even this one. 38 kills, like, 20k damage, 30k block. I've had games where I had, like, 45,000 block and, like, 30k damage. I don't know why I can't find that game, but whatever, you get the point. She, like, the buffs they gave her, all she needed was survivability. They buffed her ulti, so she has 100 extra shielding. They buffed her, her webbing, so that gives her shielding passively, so she gets 800 shield. If she's full health, she'll get shielding instead of healing, because obviously the healing is useless at full health. She has a stun on a 3-second cooldown. I've taken Penny Parker's out of her ult, because if you do it on the windup of any character, you can take him out of ulti. I think the only character you can't do it to is Magneto, because on use of his ult, you pretty much have to be on top of him for it to happen. Because like on use of the ult, like after like 0.25 seconds or something, he instantaneously has the thing to suck up the projectile. But every other character, I've taken a Mantis out of her ult, taken Luna out of her ult, I think I've taken a Moon Knight out of his ult, I've taken Adam out of his ult, I've taken Jeff out of his ult, taken a Venom out of his ult. The Venom was about to go underground, and I flick and hit him. He went up, and you see his animation going up in the air, and I flick hit him and took him out of his ulti. Like, this character is OD. And yeah, like, I'm really good at the character. I'm a really good player. But, like, everybody and their mom's playing it all of a sudden. I was the only one playing it in the beta and the alpha, and then all of a sudden now, everybody and their mom's playing it. I'm watching people in high plat and diamond lobbies, and they're playing it. Every game. It's not even like a meme. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. It went from everybody hating on it, and I was like, I don't know, things just need survivability. And then now everyone's just like, literally, I go into a rank game, I'm like gold 2 with like 3 plat teammates. Yo, can you go Penny, bro? I'm the only tank. Like, nobody wants to tank. And just because she can solo tank, and she's a OP in triple tank, she's good in double tank, she can be offensive, she can be defensive, she can protect your backline, I can zip in and get like a double kill and help my person flank the Hela. Like, I don't give a fuck about Hela, you know? Like, shit. Like, I zip on the Hela and I stun her and throw a mine on her and left click her to death, and she had taken like 80% of her health bar in one combo and she's gone. Like, I don't give a damn about Hela. When I'm not playing her and if I'm playing Venom, then I'm annoyed at Hela. But if I'm playing her or Venom, I don't care. Her mine. Also, you could use her with her shift. You could extend the I'm just calling it the drone box. You could extend her drone box webbing further with just your right click and your movement ability, so that when somebody pushes into the choke, they'll see that webbing and not really know. And most people, once they know, they can't kill it, they can't do anything about it, and they have to push into the choke one way or another. And mid fight, you could extend it too. You could like mid fight, okay, they already pushed it around you in the back way, right click and then movement ability, and then right click one more time into the person that's fighting somebody into another good corner. And all of a sudden now they're getting destroyed by the spider drones that keep spawning. And then your ulti is extending that distance even further. So you always want to do shift into your ulti, and then your ulti can expand that thing like the entire way, and the entire point can be covered in spider drones. And the thing spawning more spider drones. And they do 40 damage a hit, on top of your mind's doing 100. So people don't realize how bursty she can get and how annoying she can get. Like a tank getting stunned every 3 seconds for a second is the most annoying thing ever. Like you literally can't do your job and you're just gonna die, get blown up every time because they're getting free headshots on you. Now Hulk, man, I don't know. Echo's still in the chat. I don't know what he feels about Hulk. I feel like Hulk is kind of ass. I feel like every time I even see good Hulks, I just doesn't feel as impressive as he was in that second beta. That second beta, he was annoying as hell. But I'd like, even the good Hulks, I'll play against them. That people I knew that one-tricked him before. And like, they nerfed his ulti. I'm gonna put him balance low-key. They nerfed his ulti, and now you can kill him in it, and then he takes 30% damage reduction instead of like literally being immune to everything. And that person also can be damaged and healed, by the way. So that person can now be just like, you can just dump like a cloak orb or I guess a dagger orb on him, and throw the healing wall on him, so he takes increased healing, and literally that person won't die in that ulti. I mean, they're stunned, and who cares? Like that person's just getting healed the full. So, like, I don't really know the benefit of him when you could just be, like, Venom or some other dive tank. Like, I'd rather just be Captain America with a Thor buffing me and just run down their DPS easier than a Hulk, who has to do way more. His shield is still annoying, and his AoE, and the ulti is, like, still annoying if you're really, really good. But I don't know. I think he's, like, balanced. Like, I can see him getting buffs, but I can't see him getting any nerfs. I don't think this character's, like, getting any nerfs anytime soon. Like, he's, like, on the back end of the entire list of getting nerfs. They already nerfed him going into release, so I can't see him getting another nerf. If, like, you know, bronze players are getting mad at him, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone get mad at Hulk. All I've seen is people saying, please buff Hulk, actually, so I don't know. Namor, I think Namor is, like, near the top. I think he's better than Shark, to be honest. People are not realizing actually what he's used for, and, like, people are just thinking, like, oh, but like, my left clicks headshots aren't, like, nuking somebody's health bar. It's because you're supposed to be a turret character. You're supposed to be good against, he's good against dive. Like, I right-clicked, I went to shooting range, right-clicked a Hulk, and he had, like, a little bit less than half his HP, or, like, and then with, like, I think it was, like, a damage buff, depending on the character. Hulk has insane HP, but if you have, like, a 650 tank, they have, like, a quarter HP left. A Hulk has 800 health. A Hulk having half HP left, he has 400. I think my turrets did 400. My right-click into turrets did 400, and your right-click hit headshot, I think. So you don't have to worry about, like, headshotting with it. So it makes it easier. You can just body shot with it, and your turrets nuke them. And then, if you have Luna So, which is one of the most played healers, you have a third turret. And your third turret also gets the buff. And your third turret slows. I think it even does more base damage. So you literally have 3 turrets that get attack speed, and they all directly shoot that one person for insane damage. So it's like, every time people dive me, I just like left click, right click, jump into air with my shift. They get nuked for their whole health bar. They try to run away, and then I just run at them and left click. I don't even play this character like Sniper. I just run at people and just kill everybody. So, but obviously there's some maps, like, I'd rather just be, like, a long-range character, like, but on most maps, I can play him. I think on the Clintar maps, a little bit hard on offense, but on defense, you can play him. Oh, his ulti is a giant AoE nuke that if they're on the center, it does 500 damage, which, I mean, obviously kills every DPS in the game. On the outskirts of it, it does 200 damage, so that's a little bit harder, obviously. It leaves him at 100, but then it also stuns him for 1.5 seconds, so if you can't kill him after 1.5 second stun, you were probably never going to kill him in the first place. You did 200 damage and they're stunned for 1.5 seconds. If you can't kill him, then you're never going to kill him in the first place. Let's do Punisher. Punisher is, I guess, ahead of Bucky a little bit, just because he's easy to use still. But I mean, he's not as impressive as he was in the alpha. The Rocket Raccoon is not as good of a healer anymore, especially. I'd rather have any other healer. So you never really get the team up buff a lot. And without the team up buff, like, his shotgun feels low-key useless sometimes. I mean, it's obviously good when somebody dives you, but when you have the rocket buff, you literally can kill, like, every tank in a game in, like, 3 seconds. But And then obviously your assault rifle's mad good. I mean, like he still just does what he does in the second beta. It's just there's better DPS now. I put him even at like right here next to Star-Lord, to be honest. I think he does his job, what he needs to do really well. The turret's still annoying. He has iframes on his turret, so you can tank ultimates with his turret forming. And you're immune to CC in your turret, and you're immune to CC in your ult. But other than that, I mean, his ult still nukes people, but a whole team. But other than that, I don't know. Like, he just doesn't really do... He doesn't have, like, a lot of burst damage that, like, a Hellas is going to 2-tap him before he can even do anything. If you get the sneak up on her and you're really accurate, then you're probably going to kill her, but... His shift is still really good movement, and he can do a lot of stuff with it. Strange. Yeah. I think Strange is always going to be in balance. Portal is broken. Portal can also fuck your team, too. Right now, the Portal's still bugged and can destroy your team's FPS. I gone through the Portal and went from 200 FPS to 80 FPS. So, just because of, like, that, and then how hard, like... It is to play him right. It is not hard to play him at all, but like to play him right, to you have good portals, good ults, like to actually do his combo right, to actually have good shielding, because I mean people just blow up that shield now. In alpha the shield is crazy OP, and even before that it had even more health, but now it doesn't have a like insane amount of health as it used to be. But it's still like he could fly up in the air and just like take out flyers. He can fly up in the air and block a hella ult. He could like a one-shot combo at the most DPS, like Squishy just 250 health at DPS. I mean, he's still like as good. He just doesn't have like that quick melee combo thing that people used to do, the shield and all that. But I mean, he still is like a really good character. I don't think he's getting any nerfs and buffs anytime soon though. So could be good, is like they're probably gonna get buffs. And Nas like, man, they really need buffs, bro. They're terrible. A is like they're probably gonna get a nerf, and Meta is like, please nerf like down a little bit. Squirrel Girl is like, man, I don't know yet, because there's a lot of bad players in Squirrel Girl, but then when I play against a good one, they're hitting like every left click and hitting every stun on me, bro. She feels like she's meta, bro. I might just put her at the back of A then, because her right click stun is annoying. She can reset it even and stun lock you forever. Her left click does insane damage and travels mad fast for like no reason. She can bounce off walls, so she never really has a peak, and there's a lot more maps now that are brawly, so she can actually get really good use on them. And there's a lot of, even the maps are kind of open, like the Clintar map on that first point. On the second point, it's really like close range, and you can like play around her left clicks more and right clicks more, and her ulti bounces everywhere. So yeah, and her ulti does bounce, so it can hit you multiple times. I've like lost so many random team fights because I'm playing on the Clintar domination and the convoy map, like the push map, like the hybrid map. The ult just bounces and kills my whole team just randomly. Like, it just bounces back and I didn't even see. Like, I'm not flicking back and forth to see where it's coming from. I'm getting attacked by their whole team. And then bounces back and hits me, and for like 45% of my health bar is a tank or some shit. So, yeah, she's pretty annoying. And she has a crazy movement that she could, like, shift up, boom, and it flies upwards. And then she could reset it, reset it, and do it again. And you could preemptively use a reset. So you could preemptively use it and then know what you want to use in a row. Hawkeye is goated S tier like character, just annoying as hell. He's the only character in the game that can literally one shot on one left click. He could literally one shot even the 300 health DPS characters. And I've had like 330, 340 health because I had extra overshield and still died to one headshot. So I don't know what the scaling is in that thing, but his left click is ridiculous. Fully charged left click and literally one shot every DPS in the game. And his fully charged left click with a damage boost on the tank can like 3-shot a tank. So they use like double headshot body shot. And you don't even have to do a full charge body shot. You can do like an 80% charge body shot as well. So that's annoying. And his headshot is actually mad easy to hit. His projectile travels super fast. He has a knockback, giant AoE knockback, and his quick melee can also deflect. And you can just spam jump backwards and deflect and get around corners and not die half the time. You can randomly like delete half the damage. If it's a projectile that also explodes, you'll deal like, I think most projectiles that explode actually to do like a spell field. So anything that does projectile and spell field damage, the spell field will hurt you, but you'll stop the projectile damage. So just know that. If an Iron Man shoots you, you can actually deflect it, but you're deflecting, but you'll still take obviously the AoE damage. You're just deflecting the projectile damage. Like you'll still see your health bar go down. It's not a lot. Oh, his ulti also. I'll tell you ulti. His ulti's OD. His passive, you no longer have to just. It's just constant to 100 charge. You don't have to aim at somebody while charging to get it. You just instant charge. So you could literally just spam your freaking left click like a machine gun and destroy every squishy. And you could charge it a little bit to destroy like every tank. It literally, I can get triple and double like quadra kills like easy as hell with this character. It's so dumb. I definitely think this character needs a big nerf. I don't know if he should be the first one nerf. I think I'm gonna put him over Venom. I'll put him over Penny. I put him over Luna. I don't think I'm gonna put him over this, but like I don't think he needs like the craziest nerf. But for sure, like he should not be one-shotting 300 health DPS characters. That's ridiculous. I literally don't understand the scaling on his left click. It like makes no sense. Thor should be. I think Thor's around. I think he's the top of A. Like he's definitely. Unless I find another one that I could probably arguably be the top of A, but he's like just an insanely hard tank that, but once you learn him, like lightning run still does insane damage and destroy every squish in the game, even tanks. His ulti is still annoying, but they made it faster to go down, so you're not in the air for 3 seconds. You're in the air for like 1.5 seconds. Feels like 2 seconds now, but you're in the air for 1.5 seconds, and then you do like 120 damage because you do 43 times, slam on the ground, and then do 230 damage when you slam on the ground. His combo still gives him a bunch of shielding, but it's hard to like kind of pull off. And there's like a weird delay when you use his like left click into using another ability. Sometimes you can't animation cancel on him, which is the whole point of the character I thought was to animation cancel. So, I mean, hopefully they fix that because I feel like there shouldn't be a delay on Thor's stuff. Like he feels like he really should be like a fighting game character. Like I should be able to left click, dash, left click, right click. Like I should be able to do it like that, like or left click dash E, left click, right click. Like I should be able to just do it that fast. There should not be any delay. There's a universal cooldown on his stuff. Like if you use an ability, every ability goes in like a 1 second cooldown. Like it shouldn't be like that at all. Wolverine is like, man. I think Wolverine's that could be good. His shift brings people with him, and like does a decent bit of damage, so it leads into his left click getting that crazy attack speed buff. And when he's max rage with the attack speed buff, he could destroy most DPS if they just stand still, but that's a problem. If they just walk backwards, he doesn't move forward. Like Iron Fist can teleport to you, and most of the other DPS have like just they dash to do damage. Like Black Panther is a right click, dash, right click, dash, or E dash, right click, dash, ult, boom, refreshes his dash, puts a mark, dash, then so every time you eat a mark, you get your dash back, and then he dashes again. So it's just like, and then magic is like teleport, demon, teleport, left click, E into him, knock him up, left click, left click. You know what I mean? Like they could keep on you the whole time. Like even Captain America, like I can sprint in between my autos to stay with you. But like for some reason Wolverine, and Captain America's a tank, but Wolverine for some reason just stands in place and doesn't do anything. He like barely moves forward. And then I have to like waste right clicks to keep up with someone, and then they could continuously just hold left click back, go backwards, and then get healed by someone, and then it doesn't matter. Like I just waste all my time. If you sneak up on people and then shift them into your team, that's the only way to play them. But that's so niche that it's just like, I mean, come on now. And then you have to shift them into your team, or go dive that person into the healers, and then ult the healers into your like whole team. That's like the only way. I think it's the only way like he's actually good. And he's bugged. His ult, when you knock him up in the air with his ult, thank you for the follow. If you knock him up in the air with his ult, they go above his ult sometimes. So they're higher than the actual ult. So when you left click to go down, that person's still up there and then just falls straight down and didn't go with you. So if you only got one person, you have a chance to not even do anything with your ultimate. It doesn't even do damage on the way, because they're supposed to. It won't do damage to them because they're supposed to take damage from the on the way down part. They're supposed to get hit by that slam. But because they're over your ult, they won't take any damage. And so it's just like, okay, well, so he's bugged and bad. So, but he's not really like he still has uses, but I mean, like he needs buffs, bro. Like, and he's one of my favorite characters, so that's what annoys the hell out of me, bro. I was gonna main him before the game came out. I was like, he's one of my top 3 main picks. Like, I was gonna main him, Hawkeye, and Iron Man, and 4 main picks because I want to main Psylocke too. And man, out of those 4, he's the only one that's terrible. It's actually crazy. And then he has the immortality thing with his passive, but it's like an 80-second cooldown. Once it procs, it's whatever. And then your E's a damage reduction, but I swear everybody and their mom kills me through it. So, like, a Hella is still 2-tapping me. So, what is the point of the damage reduction? It's like 30% or something like that, and it still feels terrible. Magneto is still, I think, meta, but like the back end of meta. I think he's still really good. He's really solid. He could eat projectiles with a shield. He has the bubble barrier. He can give it to himself. He can give it to someone else. He still does tons of damage with left click. Still does tons of damage with right click. He still has his ulti that's broken OD. He could eat all projectiles in the game with most of his kit. And he still gets a sword from Scarlet Witch, which, I mean, it does 10 more damage only than his left click, which you would think was bad compared to like 100 damage, which was like, your left click was 75, so it'd be like 25 more damage, which is a lot more. And I was getting like pentakills of this dude just with sword and carrying every lobby. But I think he's still really good into most teams and most comps, and he's still a reliable main tank, and he can still solo tank. He still does his job well, and he still does a lot of damage, and he has a good sustain. He doesn't have healing, but he, you know, the bubbles and all that, so yeah. And you always need a shield tank on certain maps. Like, certain maps just feel awful without the shield. You're just pushing through these tight chokes, and when they get the advantage, a good team is just going to rush you down to your spawn to hold from a good vantage point. Not a stupid point, but they're holding you from a way that could just punish you every time you try to walk through the spawn door. So, yeah. Like, he's just really good for all that. Groot, I think, is at... I think Groot's, like, right behind Thor. Why? Because Groot is still really good. Does the exact same burst damage. They nerfed his survivability. They nerfed his big wall, but he's still like really survivable. And the big wall still takes a lot of damage. Still has 700 health. I mean, like, you still have to do a lot of damage to it. But the thing is, there's a lot more dive characters now, and there's a lot of the good tanks and a lot of good DPS. Like you're walling off your Hela and your snipers. You're walling off your dive characters like your Black Panther, your Captain America. You're walling off your Iron Fist, you're walling off like your Thor who's going in, like whoever you're playing with a Groot, you're kind of messing up both sides. There's not many people who play well with Groot right now that is like making use of the wall other than just straight teamwork. Like out of raw, like just playing ranked, and like some people listen to comms, some don't. Like half of your walls are just wasted, other than maybe your own combo or trying to keep you alive. But he still just does insane burst damage, just old still giant AoE pull and root that does ticking damage, like damage over time. Yeah. And because you ulted them, your whole team, you could ult the whole team, put your little wall that does damage over and over in the giant AoE, and just nuke an entire team by yourself. Like, you can still get triple kills with your ult combo, so. Black Panther isn't balanced. I think he's balanced until I see more people go crazy on him. He's just, the amount of skill you need to actually pull off that combo every single time is insane. But his left click as well is just no damage. So most of the time you do your combo and just run for your life, because if you didn't kill them in that one combo, you pretty much also have nothing, because you used every ability to do that combo. So if they just pop all their healer ults, you're just stuck in the middle of their team doing nothing until one of your movement ability cooldowns are back up. So what you really need to do is always remember, like, at the last part of combo, instead of dashing through them again, like, use it, save it to dash out. But, I mean, like, I could just play, like, Moon Knight, Namor, Hawkeye, Hela, Bucky, and, like, in all these characters, and just do more consistent damage and do the same burst consistently. But he is, like, wild. Like, my entire team got destroyed at the start of the game. Like, it felt like we just got ulted. So, I mean, like, in the right hands, he's up here, and then anyone else's hands, he's, like, here and here, so. Hela is the best character in the game still. She just does way too much, way too easily. Stupid character. Hit scan, hits across the map, but she has damage fall off now. Who cares? It feels like nothing. People realize it wasn't that impactful to nerf her give her damage fall off on it, and she's still destroying every lobby. They classify her as like a sniper character too, so that's why I don't think they wanted it to affect her that badly. And she's just like a really mobile one. Like, she has the movement that Black Widow wants. All Black Widow has is a sprint. She has like she becomes immune to damage and teleport pretty much. So, and it's omnidirectional. And now you can cancel it. So if you wanted to like shift up to a certain door, you didn't want to like go all the way up in the air and then fall to the door. Now you could go up in the air and then just shift, cancel it, and then fall down to the door. Or you just teleport into the door if you want, but yeah. She could like shift into a room and like nobody will see it, and then just 2-tap your support and kill him and walk away. Like she has a AoE stun, or her right click just still does like insane damage, especially if you AoE stun and then like throw your right click into a room. Like you could probably get a couple sticks and do a decent bit of like chip damage. She nukes tanks, insta kills DPSs. Yeah, she's dumb. Until they do something about her character, it's just gonna always be like a hella carrying your lobby. Black Widow is, yeah, it's number 1. Yeah, I think she's the first character. I think she's literally, I'm gonna keep her here. I'm just gonna put her back here. She's literally terrible. Everyone that's a sniper character does what she does, but better with better movement. Why would you pick this character? Let me put my thing on Do Not Disturb. Every other DPS that does long range damage, that's meant to be a sniper or at least long range character, does what she does, but better. So why would you pick her? From Moon Knight, from afar away, I could just onk the ground and left click at the same time, left click, right click or something, and I'll like insta kill DPS or healer on it. Around a corner. From far away. And then when you're pushing in on top of that, I'm hitting your whole team while I'm hitting you. Hella can 2-tap anybody in the game. And she's hit scan too, so she's just like hers, hit scan. Not like him, who's a projectile. Hawkeye, who's a projectile, has an insanely fast projectile and can one-shot everybody in the game, except for tanks, obviously. All the squishies, 300 health and down, are one-shottable by this guy. From just randomly holding left click and shooting it down a hallway and getting a headshot. As long as you're holding it head level and you just got the headshot, I mean, like, boom. Like, I played that Clintar map, cross map, just shot a freaking thing and one-tapped their hella. Oh, okay. Our push is over, guys. We gotta wait for the hella to come back. Did I make this? The actual like pictures? No, I didn't do all this. I just found this, and they keep it updated, which is cool. Whoever this is, congrats to them. Keep it up. There it is. Congrats to that guy. Yeah, this character's terrible. Ulti's really good though. If they could fix her rest of her kit, her ulti's an insane. Does a decent bit of burst damage, and the slow is so crazy. You are actually moving in place, damn near. Like it literally feels like a giant AoE root. If they made her actually good, she doesn't need to do 250 damage on headshot. But I mean, it might make her a lot better. But like, I think if she shot a tiny bit faster and reloaded a little bit faster, maybe she would be a lot better. But right now, they could just kill people they could do what she wants to do faster. So. She's gonna be I think the only character not tier. I'm looking at the rest of the people, and she's the only character not tier. I think Rocket Raccoon's balance is the team up with Punisher and Bucky Barnes, or is it Bucky Barnes? No, it's Bucky. Wait, what's his last name? However, knew him as Bucky, but Winter Soldier. I guess in the game it's just Winter Soldier. He can give him like infinite ammo, double fire rate. His right click is just his heal, but it's really easy to use. Is it Bucky Barnes? Oh, okay. His right click is really easy to use. Also, if you shoot at the floor, my boy Spoo let me know. If you shoot, and you tried it in the testing range, you shoot at the ground at their feet. When it touches the ground, it stops for a second, slows down, and then on top of the slowdown, it slows down on the person. So it slows down for a long time, and then shoots off, right? It always hits a certain distance and shoots off. But if you keep shooting at their feet, it'll do way more healing. It's like 15% more healing or something before it shoots off and it flies to like just starts bouncing everywhere. And then you can spam it if it's really fast to spam out. Your ulti's a giant damage buff. That one in Luna's is 40%. So it's the biggest damage buff in the game. And you have a res too. You have a little drone, like a little station you can throw, and then it reses somebody. But it has to be a certain distance, and it's only one person, and it's a really long cooldown. So it's not like Adam Warlocks where you could just charge your ult really fast and then pop your AoE giant ulti. It's just like a really good like first chokehold character, because he could like survive for a long time, he could stay up in the air for a long time and do everything, do a decent bit of damage, but that annoying ass res that comes off right at the beginning of the game, just in case maybe they get like a crazy rotate pick on your DPS, they'll res still and the fight's still even. Like he's in niche cases I think still really good, but he's not better than Black Panther. I think he's like bordering needing a buff slightly. I just don't see why you would pick him over all the other healer characters. I just don't see it. I don't see why you would pick this character over any of the other healer characters. Even when you have a Punisher, I'd rather just have Cloak and Dagger making them take 20% more damage. This is I put everybody in Nah because that I don't have a tier lower, so I had to put them all here. I mean, I guess I could put them like there's somewhere over here. I think I could put them or something, but nah. They all started here and I moved them up. That's why I put Black Widow from here to here because she's staying in Nah. I said every character but her are not in Nah. You're late to the thing, brother. Mantis is definitely meta. I know good Loki's OP. I'm saying he's not in Nah. Are you listening to my words? Okay, moving on. So Mantis is an insanely good healer. Auto aim heals. Gives people a damage buff. The same thing. Auto aim damage buff. Does insane damage with her left click. Can headshot with it. Annoyingly slow projectile. Awkward to throw a little bit. You have to get really good at it. Her ulti is a giant AoE heal boost that just like heals everybody and can give people overshield when it overheals them now. It also gives everybody a giant speed boost. She also has a personal speed boost. Oh, okay. You're just saying, okay. It's a giant AoE speed boost, and then like while you're doing that, you could still left click, you could still put heals on people, you could still give people damage buffs. So what you really do is you pop your ulti and now you can focus on damage buffing people because you're automatically healing everybody, so you don't need to waste your orbs on healing. You get your orbs back on every headshot, so the better you are Mantis, the better you are aiming, the better you are Mantis. Better than Magneto, better than Psylocke, better than Venom. She's not better than Luna, and I don't think she's better than Penny. But a good Mantis can definitely always be like the carrier for your team because she can get heals on like everybody. They're not burst heals though until she ults. Her ult's a giant burst heal pretty much because it heals so much a second. But her right click is just a slow over time heal. But mainly it's because it's meant to be like you could play dive characters with her because she could just insta heal you from far away and you could go back in and go crazy. Or you could dive in with a damage buff and just nuke a DPS real quick. Yeah, that's why she's cool. Or she could put a damage buff on a Widow. Now Widow could headshot people and take out most 250 health characters, all the 250 health characters. I don't know if it's enough to take out a 275 health with her damage buff specifically because her damage buff got nerfed. But I don't know. I don't know if somebody already tested that, but that's enough on her. Storm is better than Squirrel, better than Star, better than Punisher. And I'm talking about in like a high level setting. Not in like random ranked games, no one's talking, no one's helping you, and just pure like 1v1 matchups. Better than Iron Fist. Even though against Iron Fist is annoying as fuck because he flies after you, dumbass. I think she's better than Bucky. I think he's better than the Fish. Definitely better than Namor. I think he's more consistent. I was gonna put it top A. Storm in actual teams enables so much bullshit and enables so many dumb comps that is just like the AoE damage boost that can also be an AoE speed boost. Like your Punisher pops ulti, you pop AoE speed boost and pop the ability, and that Punisher dead ass sprinting after people with his ulti now. You're like you pop your AoE damage boost, and like people who weren't gonna kill you before are now nuking your health bar. Like now, if you play Storm and motherfucking like one, you can go Storm, Thor, Cap, and that's really annoying. That's actually true dive like that, dude. I can't imagine that. Like, people who actually master that and get good at that, like, I can't imagine that. I go crazy with Storm. And I play Storm. I feel like I have a better time with Storm against good Hellas than in, like, hit scan characters, annoying snipers, than I do as Iron Man. And Iron Man, like, with the boost, like, the Hulk boost is goated. But I guess, I don't know, that's weird. I just hit my left click easier and they pierce so I could, like, randomly, like, tap multiple targets. But, like, maybe it's because the speed boost is you're, like, way more annoying in the air. And, like, you pop that, it's a lot harder for them to hit you. But yeah, most of the time you're not really like playing to go after him. You're playing to enable your team, and she's like really the only true enabler in the game right now, because her whole kit is to just enable everyone else. It's like, yeah, it gives you the damage boost too or speed boost, but I mean, like, I'm doing it because I want my tanks to run in and just run someone down. I'm doing it so my damage can just nuke someone's health bar, and then like it's doing AoE lightning strikes inside the one like the AoE, so like. Anyone in the AoE is constantly getting auto hit for damage, and then like so I don't even have to worry about it. And if I have a Thor, I have an AoE damage button now. I get an extra button that I could do. I could hit the ground. I could miss, and it'll hit the ground, chain, hit someone, and chain and hit a bunch of people. I've gotten random kills on healers that are one shot because I just threw it because I heard they were one shot, threw it on the corner, and it bounced and went around the corner and it chained and hit the tank, and then went and hit the healer behind them when I was trying to get a health pack. So, like, Storm in an actual good team talking to each other and having a strat, goated. Like, could be just meta, but on a lot of teams and a lot of Storms, because she's harder to use, and there's a lot of good hit scan character or good annoying characters that can pop out of the air. You have to like know your corners, know the maps, and like know the team comps that she's going to be good in. I think she's like top A, but I don't think she'll ever be like in main meta until like if they nerf like Hela and like certain other characters. Like she destroys Moon Knight. It's so hard for. I mean, what the fuck is Moon Knight gonna do? Like throw the Ankh on the fucking ground and hit her in the air? Like what the fuck is she gonna do? What's up, Hansel? My rank is gold 2 right now. I stopped because I did a 20-hour stream during rank day and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like fucking falling asleep and shit. And then I've been playing like casual queue, just like learning like healers. I want to learn like cloak and dagger. Through a shot, yeah, I was falling asleep on stream, bro. Can't be falling asleep mid rank game going walking to a wall and shit, looking like a bot. But yeah, that's all I say on Storm. I think Iron Man is imbalanced right now because he still does insane damage. It doesn't really feel like I don't even know if they nerfed him. With Hulk buff, he's goated, but Hulk is kind of ass. So it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, and like Hulk, I feel like could like probably dominate a Hela, but I don't know. With all the current characters in the game, like I see a Hulk, bro, and I'm perma-sunning your dumb ass. I'm perma-sunning you, and like you're like running through my minefield, like getting nuked. I like by the time a Hulk even hits me one time, he has like 30% of his health bar left. Same go to here, hell yeah. I mean, his ulti still does nukes everybody, but like, I feel like they made the ulti AoE smaller, bro. Swear. Dude, I shoot that thing, and I feel like certain people were just walking away from it sometimes. I feel like it is visually smaller than what it used to be. I don't know. It looks so small now. I remember the AoE used to be huge. I remember you could literally shoot at the point and kill people like around the point and like around the corner. Like, I don't know. I feel like they definitely nerfed the AoE range. They did a lot of changes from the Chinese beta into the Chinese beta from the second beta, at the end of the global beta, and then they did more changes from the Chinese beta into the release of the game, and they didn't put any patch notes. So they're like people were just going off of like straight memory and old footage. But like they definitely nerfed this dude's ult. I mean, it was way too broken. But you could still get crazy ults. Like, I'll flank with this character and just pop an ulti when they weren't paying attention because they're diving, like, my team's diving them. And they just get, like, a quad kill because I'm coming right behind, like, I'm coming right behind them. Loki is, when you pop your E-boost, definitely always right-click if you can. If you cannot, then obviously just left-click them to death because it still does a lot of damage on impact. Loki is definitely I think he's A now with all the buffs they gave to him. Definitely better than that. Definitely better than that. Definitely better than that. Definitely better than that. I think he's like right behind Shark. I think he's really strong still. I think now that they made it so you can just shoot the ground and get full heals, I think he's really strong. His heals aren't as easy to get off as like just all the healers that can be in S tier, but he's still really, really good in right hands. He can still do a ton of damage. He has an ult that copies everyone, so if you know everybody in the game, he's hard as hell because you have to know every character in the game. If you don't know how to play every character in the game, you only can copy like a certain characters, because if you only know how to play, you know, freaking Hela, Luna, and like Adam Warlock, if they're not an enemy team, or if they're dead or something, you can't copy them. They have to be there to copy. And so, you know, and your copy is like a weird hitbox. So like you could accidentally copy like a Penny Parker, and instead of having like her ult's good if you know how to use it, but I mean most people don't know how to play Penny Parker yet because she was bad in the first 2 tests, even the China one. But now she's good now. But so nobody wanted to learn her in those. So that, like that Loki player definitely probably doesn't know how to play her like me. So. He also has immunity. The immunity puts him up here for sure because the immunity is dumb as hell. I mean, the immunity heals you. It keeps you when you're immune to all damage while you're in it. They have to kill that thing. Also, Star-Lord can't even kill it when he's auto aiming. It just shoots the clones and not the actual thing. So it screws over any character auto aim in the future. It heals you like passively, and then if they do damage you, it heals you in big bursts, like based on the damage dealt. And you also can go invis for like 15 seconds, like a really long invis. So he can like, oh, and you can also teleport to his clone. So you could like throw your clone to the high ground and teleport to it. And it will swap places with the clone. So it's really hard to kind of dive him. People put Penny low in the tier list because they literally just know that she was bad in the other tests, and they're just going off of that. And like now people are starting to learn slowly that she's good, and all the people that know she's good now are dominating games. And the people that just want to keep thinking she's bad are just getting shit on by her. So, and like when a good person goes, like I go in their lobby and I drop 35. I drop 35,000 damage and I like 46,000 damage blocked. And then if the person goes, oh yeah, you're just a good player. Motherfucker, I was not doing that in the second beta and the first beta, then I'm a good player. So like, she got buff, bro. Just freaking settle with it. Some people just want to be fixed in their old ways and want to act like a freaking dumbhead or something. I don't know. Nah, I think she's balanced. They nerfed her to a good point where, I mean, Hellas used to dominate lobbies and be the most annoying thing in the second beta, and like I could never kill him fast enough. And at least, I don't know, I'm playing Penny Parker, I just stunned a bitch ass and throw a bind on her, left clicker once, and I took like 80% of her health bar away. So I don't get, you know what I mean? She goes on me on Venom, I just kill her. She attacks me as Magneto, I just left click her to death. So, yeah, I mean, she goes at me on Thor, I just pop a lightning rune and kill her. Like, so, I don't know, Groot, I just wall her in and I kill her. I just ult her early and just not even want to deal with it, you know? She pops ulti, I just pop my ulti and just root her in place and just kill her. So, all these characters in, like, A and meta are just, like, dealing with her, and anyone in balance, I feel like they can't really deal with her as well. Like, they don't burst her down. Like, I feel like Black Panther has a harder time fighting against Magic. She's just teleporting around. She can teleport right when he does her stuff. Like, you can see him, like, charging his spear and then throw it. So, while he's doing that, you just pop a teleport and then just get out of it, like, be immune to all the damage. I think she's better than Iron Man, better than all these, better than Strange, better than Hulk for sure. I think Hulk's the back of balanced. Actually, you know what? I'm putting Hulk and could be good, to be honest. I think Hulk needs a buff, bro. I think Hulk's ass. I'm gonna be straight with it. I think she's at the top of this. I think he's at this right behind her. I think Hulk's terrible. I think the Hulk nerfs fucked his ass too hard. I don't know why the hell they nerfed his ass like that. They nerfed, like, why'd they nerf him so bad and then made all the other tanks are just way better? I don't get it. And then I think Spider-Man's balanced. Spider-Man's so hard. Like, he's the hardest character in the game. Anyone that doesn't think so are like bronze players who literally stare at walls for a living. But like, Spider-Man is insanely hard. Like, he literally, like, Necros and a couple other people are the only people who could use him at like high tier ranked, dominate lobbies, and get like the highest rank in the game with him. Everyone else is literally looking like they're terrible. So, but he literally, if you do his combo in like practice range, you're like, oh my god, I just insta killed this 275 health Luda. And then you try it mid game and you literally get dumped on. So it's like, you realize it's hard. Like, it's hard to do a crazy web swing, fly up in the air, slow down for a second, right click somebody, like pay attention for a second, right click somebody on the way down, E, pull yourself to him, knock him up in the air, right? The E doesn't take away the mark, right click him, left click. And you will kill like every 300 health and down character in the game. But like, most people are not doing that. It's not as easy as it sounds. Yours and Necro's lists are so similar and so different. Oh, you know what? That's the final list. There you go. Because I forgot I'm keeping her and not. Yeah, that's the final part of the tier list. Those are my thoughts. If you have different thoughts, please put it down in the comments down below. Like and subscribe to the video, and see y'all later.